Hello everyone, this is Aaron Fitch from ATF Gaming and welcome back to Project Cars 2. Today we have Watkins Glen and Sonoma, both the same configurations as the NASCAR circuit, so this should be a good episode for us. Let's head straight to Watkins Glen. We're again not going to do practice, but we will do qualifying and the race. Now, as you can see in the top right hand corner, we have rain. I almost feel like it's this game realizing, hey, he's probably used to this track because of NASCAR, so we're going to just throw a little extra something at him. Thanks a lot, game. But even with the rain, I think we'll be fine. You just got to be a lot more careful, and things are going to be a lot slower. Just got to watch out for puddles and stuff like that. Same thing as you would normally do. I'm waiting for the day that the NASCAR Cup Series finally has to do a rain road course. But let's just head straight out for qualifying. As you can see, it is quite a torrential downpour here, if I do say so myself. Now I'm from Michigan, so most of this stuff comes from the lake. We don't usually have too many torrential downpours, but every now and then we do. So this is going to be slippery and this is going to be slow compared to what we could potentially do. But this is a track we know we should do pretty well at. We do have some rain on the screen here. I do like that. I'm just curious to see if there's like anything different here. Now you can look around here. It's a little more herky-jerky than I thought it would be. I haven't really tested that out too much. This is actually not a terrible view. But we'll stick with the third person for now. I might explore with that a little bit. I'm recording this right after the last episode, so I really haven't gotten the chance to see your feedback yet. Now I really don't want to be anywhere near another car when we're doing our qualifying lap, so I'm going to back off a little bit here. Let that car have a little more bit of a gap. But you can see there's puddles formulating at the bottom of some of these hills inside of the corners. So you got to avoid those puddles. If you hit a puddle, you're done for. Obviously my effort to get away from this car is not paying off right now. So we're just going to try to get underneath him here and get around him and not have to worry about that. Because we should be in excellent position because we're super familiar with this track. Now, some of you might think the rain would be a hindrance to me. But when I did my off-screen playthrough, I actually had a decent amount of success in the rain. It was actually when the sun came out that I started struggling. Now obviously your throttle and braking zones are a lot different here compared to NASCAR. These cars are a lot lighter. You don't have to let off nearly as much and it's a lot easier to steer. But there's a giant puddle that you definitely need to avoid. And you really got to try to avoid the rumble strips. When those things get wet, it really makes it harder on you to get some traction. And when it's raining, it's all about getting traction. Yeah, like I said, I can't wait until Cup Series finally has to run a race in the rain. The Xfinity Series has done it a couple times now, but Cup Series has been lucky with Watkins Glen and Sonoma not to have any rain. So that was a pretty darn good lap. I'm going to wait until some more people cross the line before I call it, but I think we're going to be fine. Oh yeah, we got a 2.5 second lead over everybody. So even if we do lose it, I'm fine with calling it right there. Honestly, it saves some time. We'll just keep an eye on it. Yeah, 2.6 second gap, so we're going to be fine. Yeah, we're just going to skip. Alright, that is a pole position. So we are leading them to the green here at Watkins Glen. Now let's just kind of see what kind of weather we have here. It's going to start out with no rain, so just heavy cloud currently, so it's not going to be raining to start at least. So we have a dry track to start. I don't know if the rain will come a little later or not, but now we got an excellent start at Long Beach last episode, and we get another decent one here. But this is our first real experience in the dry. Oh crap, I really don't want to get a course penalty here. If you go off the track too much, I know that's perfectly legal and fine in NASCAR, but if you go off the track too much in this game, they will give you a time penalty if they think it's improving your lap time. But we got off to a decent... Alright, light drizzle any minute now, says the crew chief. So we are going to have some rain eventually. Now I'm going to assume the crew chief is smart enough to put rain tires on to start this race. So hopefully we don't have to pit to get rain tires on. It does look like the rain tires are on. You can kind of tell the difference. They have a lot more, well, they have treads in them instead of just the slipper tires that NASCAR uses. These look more like your everyday tires. We got a car on the inside. We're going to let him go and get a run going into this corner. But once the rain starts, I think we're going to have a bigger advantage. I know that sounds opposite of what you would normally think for me, but I think we do have an advantage in the rain. Now, I don't know the names of any of these people, so you can see the leaderboard in the top left-hand corner, much like your normal Formula 1 race. It's just the initials. We are obviously ATF. But I don't know these guys' names, so might be a little unsure of who's running where. Yep, here comes the rain. Just a slight drizzle on the screen. And we are catching. Oh no, we locked wheels. Okay, let's not lock wheels again. If we do that, it's going to be a bad day for both of us. But he has the inside going into this corner, so we're going to let up. And the bus stop is really not very beneficial to be trying to pass, in my opinion. Alright, it's starting to rain now, so let's see how the AI handles this. We're losing time. Oh, he bumped into me. He should get a penalty for that. Well, he didn't advance his position. That's the big thing. You can't advance your position. Oh crap. That's a little bit of an off-track excursion there. Just a light drizzle right now. Oh, it's starting to rain a little harder now. Man, I really like the graphics. I wish I could do 60 frames per second with this, but because I really love the graphics. It looks beautiful on my screen. The rain effects, everything is crystal clear. And I'm going to assume that the video is going to be pretty close to that, but maybe not exactly 100% with the graphics. But it's going to be a good experience nonetheless, in my opinion. I just wish I could do it 60 frames per second, but that's not the case. Alright, that's our best first sector that we've done so far. Now we've only run a couple laps, so. But we are not gaining time. I thought we might have a little more of a advantage once the rain started, but it has only been a light drizzle. The track hasn't gotten super wet yet, but it is starting to rain harder now. We were not that good in that sector. In those last two corners, I just struggle in because we can't turn as much as I would like.
Okay, we've got some pressure coming from behind. Start thinking about defense.
Alright, looks like one car is broken away from the rest of the pack behind us, so we gotta be careful here. Gained a bunch of time compared to our fastest lap there. Now, I know some of you are probably going to be upset with me having these turn arrows on, and I understand that. It's very rookie-ish of me, but you will understand why why I need those once we start getting to some more unfamiliar tracks. Like this episode here in Sonoma, we're going to be fine. We're definitely starting to get some major rain now. Tires are definitely getting wet. But once we get to some more unfamiliar tracks, once we get past this series, we're definitely going to be needing these arrows. So I know it's going to be frustrating for some of you, but it's just what's going to have to happen in order for me to... Why am I on the grass? In order for me to be successful here. And that corner cost me big time. That was 2 seconds slower than our fastest lap. Come on, there we go. Yeah, I think a win might be out of the question, even with our huge advantage in the rain. It's gonna be hard to catch up almost 3 seconds on the leader. So it looks like we might be deprived of our first win yet again. Now obviously last episode it was my fault. But I can't really say that this episode is my fault. At least in this race. Now we still have Sonoma to do. But at least in this race it's not my fault. Oh crap. That's going to be a time penalty if I'm not careful. Now it will tell you, it will give you like a little warning if you are going to get time penalties. It will tell you you need to slow down so that your lap times are still similar, and we did not get that warning. Now we have caught up. We've made up almost a second already. So I think our rain advantage might be coming into play, but it's kind of hit and miss. Some tracks are getting a lot of rain, or some corners are getting a lot of rain, and some corners aren't. Like right now it's relatively dry here, but once we get into the second sector, it's going to be a lot wetter. Alright, I broke way too much there. But yeah, we lost a ton of time there in that dry portion of the track. But we're just going to have to make up a bunch of time in this wetter portion of the track, more moist. I'm sorry if some of you are cringeworthy at the word moist. Alright, we're going to be a little aggressive here. Try to get through this corner without cutting it again. We did gain a bunch of time there, but I think it's going to be for naught here because there's just too much of a gap. And the rain has started to slow down a little bit. If we had heavy rain this entire race, I think we would have had this win easily, but since it's kind of half and half, and we started the rain dry, and when it did rain, it's been a light rain. So I think we're gonna have to settle for a second place finish, which is still a great finish. But especially since I am familiar with this track, I would have hoped for a win. Second place, though, you can't complain about that, honestly. If we had maybe one more lap, it looked like the rain had started to accumulate a little bit more. We might have been able to catch him, but just wasn't meant to be here. A second place for us. Our teammate finished 9th, so he's not doing too hot. We might not be in the team championship here. We did not get the fastest lap either, but we are on the podium, so that is good. And we have moved up to second in points, so that's also very good. Lee is still 5 points ahead of us, so we're going to have to keep an eye on him. But let's head off to Sonoma. Now, I've said this in my NASCAR videos. I love Watkins Glen. Sonoma I'm not that good at. I don't know why it is, honestly, because I've raced her just as much as Watkins Glen in those NASCAR games, so Who knows? But let's head off to Sonoma. Again, no practice, but we will qualify. Hopefully we don't have to do too many laps of qualifying. If we're last, we're last. That's fine with me, honestly. Sonoma Raceway. Think outside the oval. Yeah, I guess. Now, obviously, this game would be a lot more fun with the steering wheel. I'm just using the controller. So this would be a lot more fun with the steering wheel. And that's kind of why I've held off on some of these games, because I really do want to get a steering wheel someday. I don't know how I'll be able to manage to get a steering wheel into my setup here, but someday. We're going to be first out here for qualifying, so we shouldn't have any track competition, assuming I don't screw up. Alright, we will take it easy on the outlap. Thank you, crew chief. But yeah, if I hadn't made those adjustments that we made right out of the gate in the first episode, we would be so out of control right now. And as you can see, even with those adjustments, I just murdered that sign. I'm sorry, sign. I was surprised that sign actually tore apart. Like, you can usually push around signs, but you could actually see that styrofoam just ripping apart. So, sign 0, Aaron 1, I guess. Aaron murders his first sign. Now this is the corner. This corner I've struggled with so much. This last corner I struggled with so much with my off-screen. Getting super loose off the corner. This corner is fine. It's slow enough to where it doesn't matter. But that second to last corner really is such a fast corner, and you can lose control so easily in these open wheel cars on that corner. So you really gotta be careful. These first couple corners as well can be super tricky if you don't take the right speed. Well, getting in the gravel also doesn't help. We've pulled away from that guy who was right behind us, so we're doing something right here. Don't go in the gravel. Now that's grass in NASCAR, so I don't know if that's just a design thing or if that's a time of year kind of thing or what. But I don't live in California, so I don't know those kind of things. Now in Michigan, if it was in the winter, it'd be snow. But it looks more like gravel and dirt compared to grass. Lots of weeds as well. Alright, let's... Oh, yep, we're getting super squirrely, and we're overcorrected. That's gonna kill our lap. Yeah. Current and next lap times will be invalid. Really, game? Well, crap. We're just gonna start last then. Because I'm not gonna run 2 more laps. I'm not gonna sit here and run 2 more laps. So, we're just gonna have to start last then. That's what happens when you go off track. You can, especially in qualifying, you can get your lap times disqualified. We're gonna have to start last here. But luckily, this is a familiar track, so we should be able to do it. The key is to stay on the outside. Now, it's very tempting to go straight in the middle there. But this is very similar to the NASCAR Heat 2, where if you stick to the outside there, you can make up a ton of time on the start. Alright, so let's be careful, not wheel lock with anybody, because that's just going to end our day super quick if we wheel lock with somebody. We actually made a pass on the outside. We're going to try to outbrake this guy. Nope, never mind. Alright, don't cut that corner too closely, or you could get a penalty. and we can't really afford a penalty. We already had penalty cost us in qualifying. And I think we probably could have had a pretty darn good lap. Next lap. The lap we were running was garbage, but the next lap would have been pretty good in my opinion. Yep, these fast corners definitely can be an issue. But we've adjusted that one fast corner thing in the engineer all the way as far as we can go. Yep. Oh, crap. Recovered. That was the recovery of a lifetime. If damage was on, obviously we would be in a little bit more trouble. But that was the spin out and recovery of a lifetime. No, don't make contact, Aaron. If that wall did not rebound us the perfect way, we would be out of this race right now, and I might have restarted. Don't know why I hit the brakes there. I guess it was just kind of force of habit. You expect to hit the brake in most of these corners. Again, another pass on the outside. Don't make contact. Don't lose it. Yeah, fast corners are what kills you in this series anyway. Once we get into a new series, it's going to be a whole new set of challenges. I don't know how long this career mode is going to be, because obviously the goal is to get all the way up to IndyCar. That's the goal. But if you took a closer look on that initial, screen that had the tree of series, you saw that the farthest two series to the right were locked, so I don't know what it takes to unlock them. Again, the perfect spin out. Note to any of you who are thinking about this game, if you start getting loose, if you hit the brakes, that is the end of you. I hit the brakes there, and you guys saw how much faster it spun out. So do not hit the brakes when you get loose off of the corner. That will be the death of you. You will automatically do a full spin out if you do that. Alright, we're fast enough to get a top 5 out of this, but we just need to avoid those stupid mistakes on those last couple corners. And this corner as well. Forgot about this corner. Crap. Come on. Let's go. It takes forever to shift. Never mind. I'm hitting the reverse button. There we go. Alright, we're gonna restart here. So I gotta remember that when I edit this video. Alright, this is take 2. Take 1 was just bad. We'll leave it at that. I'm not even gonna throw any highlights in there because it was just bad. And I'm making a mistake already here by not going to the far outside lane that I should have there. There's our teammate, as you can tell by the Simmer livery. But yeah, there's just a couple corners. Whoa! Alright then. Moving on. Dang it, we locked wheels. But there's just a few corners that are a little tricky because they're so high speed. I want to apologize for the death of that one guy. There are no cautions in this game, if you haven't noticed. I would hope you have noticed by now, but there's no cautions. But these high-speed corners, if you take them just a little bit too fast, we're going to be in some deep trouble. And this corner especially, I'm going to brake even. going into that corner. Now that's going to slow us down, but it's a hell of a lot better than spinning out. Alright, let's see if we can catch back up here. We know we're fast. We just gotta stop making stupid mistakes. But there's just so many high-speed corners here at Sonoma. There's so much room for stupidity. I hope everybody had a happy Thanksgiving. By the time this goes up, it's probably not Thanksgiving anymore, but well, it's definitely not Thanksgiving. I'm recording this on Thanksgiving night, so that is why I'm saying happy Thanksgiving. This is probably gonna go up. Alright, I gotta slow down in order to not get penalized here. Even though I don't know how possible that could have been an advantage. Alright, at this point, let's just focus on finishing the race. We're probably not going to get any better than 9th, and we're probably going to have to run this series again. But, oh crap, I forgot to brake. Recover. Yeah, that's a tough corner right there. Nothing I can really do about that. But I've adjusted that one thing all the way that I can, so we can't go any further on that. Let's see, we're about 6 seconds behind the 8th place guy, so probably not going to make up any positions here. But let's just try to solidify this 9th place and not let any of the guys behind us catch us. And try not to do any more stupid things. Yeah, so I guess first time I haven't spun out in Sector 1, that's for sure. Alright, I might get a penalty for that. I gotta be careful. Now there's only 4 races in this series, so next episode we'll have the final race and probably the first race of whatever the next series is. But the 4th race is at a Texas Motor Speedway infield course, which is very strange. It's super short. It almost has shorter lap times than the actual 1.5-mile track. But it's super short, and it doesn't actually use any of the actual Texas Motor Speedway 1.5-mile track. So it's still a new track that I'm not super familiar with, but there's not a lot to get familiar with because it's so short. We are catching up. We only have a lap and a half to do it. Oh, and that might have sealed the deal right there. It's not hit any walls. Yep, that definitely hurt. No question about it. Alright, again, we can't cut that too much. Even though I know I've seen Indy cars cut that corner a lot. So maybe that's why I'm not getting a time penalty here. But yeah, that was a bad delta. Or a bad sector. And that pretty much certified any chance that we had of catching up to the people in front of us. And that definitely sealed the deal there. Alright, well, this is going to be the last lap. White flag is out, sponsored by nobody because we don't have any sponsors on this car. At least I don't think so. Tiger Energy. So we're sponsored by Tiger Energy, so that's the white flag sponsor here.
Nice work, that's the fastest first sector.
So I briefly mentioned this at the end of the last video. I'm not quite sure where this is going to fit into the schedule yet. The first episode's gonna fit into the slot that the second Dirt to Daytona episode would have fit into last week had we not finished the season. But alright, we're gonna be careful here. I hit the brakes a little bit before, but yeah, I'm not quite sure where this is gonna fit into the schedule yet. Now I do currently only have 6 days worth of videos scheduled each week, two videos of each of my 3 series. So this is probably going to be a once a week thing. But anyway, we finished 9th. I'll take it. Could have been a lot worse considering how many times I did stupid things. But let's see, where did Lee finish? Oh, Lee finished last, so that's who was leading the points, so we might not be in such a bad position after all. Hey, we also got the fastest lap. I'm not quite sure how that happened, but that's an extra point for us in the standings. And that has launched us in the first place in the standings, with only 1 podium finish, so that is excellent. And our team is second in the team standings, only 1 point behind Phoenix Racing Team? Yeah, we'll go with that. But we'll head back to the menu, see if there's anything else to take a look at, and then that'll be the end of this episode. But yeah, I'm having fun with this game, but once we get out of this series, it's going to be a lot more frustrating for me, so we'll see how long this takes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, be sure to hit that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more content from ATF Gaming, be sure to hit that red subscribe button. And click that little notification bell so you get a notification every single time I post a video. And I will see you in the next episode. Bye.